Welcome back. You're watching Capital Connection, and of course, we are discussing the outcome of the elections and how Imran Khan and his Tehreek-e-Insaf has really taken the lead in this, what many people believe, historic elections. Before the break, Musharraf, we were talking about that it was rare that both Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz and Pakistan People's Party sit on opposition benches, because usually they alternate. But in this case, if there is no alliance between People's Party and the PTI, that means that we will have a very strong opposition in the parliament, and that can be a real challenge for Imran Khan to deal with.
Well, I'm not sure that's necessarily the case. We've watched the post-Benazir PPP in opposition for the last 5 years, and other than the solidarity during the dharna, the party. Look, I mean, let me say this in the most simplest terms. The PMLN and the PPP are family-led enterprises in which the family's dominance and sitting in the throne is the sole objective of the parties. So when they're in the opposition, it's not clear to me what they would be fighting for. What is the Maryam wing of the PMLN going to fight for while sitting in the opposition? And with Maryam Nawaz Sharif and Nawaz Sharif essentially politically disabled as they spend their time in incarceration. More importantly, what is Bilawal Bhutto Zardari or Faryal Talpur or Asif Ali Zardari, what exactly are they going to fight for in terms of a debate in the parliament, when the thing that they really cherish, which is the Gaddi in Sindh, the throne in Sindh, which they've won once again, I just don't see that the opposition would be that robust.
But don't discount another factor at the moment, because we have a serious controversy regarding allegations of rigging. And at least on this thing, both Pakistan People's Party and PMLN are on the same page. And there could be a possibility that they come up with a united front.
I think if we look at the numbers without, you see, what something other than these three parties has also happened, which is the fragmentation of the drying up of the smaller parties. It used to be that the ANP could be counted on for 10 to 15 wins. I think they've got 3, maybe 2. Yes. MQM was a 20-seat party. It's become a 6-seat party.
6 or 8, yeah.
You know, the GDA was supposed to deliver 15 seats. I think they've won 3, 4. Even BAP was supposed to deliver, you know, maybe half of 16. They've delivered 5. You know, this is not a situation in which the PMLN and the PPP are incentivized to work together with a whole bunch of smaller parties. It's not just one phone call to Altaf Hussain. Here's how the coalition used to be managed. It's, you know, being older is always, you know, with you young men sitting here, being the elder statesman here is useful, because I remember how the coalition between the PPP and MQM was managed. It used to be a direct line between the president and Altaf Hussain, with Rahman Malik, who was the senator and the interior minister in that government, who used to actually do shuttle diplomacy between London and Islamabad. Altaf Hussain is gone. So there's no one window operation with the MQM. If you want the MQM on board, you have to convince Farooq Sattar Bhai and the PIB people, which probably means also talking to Kamran.
But let me bring in,
and you also have to convince Khalid
the counter question. Let me ask the
Sabzwani.
counter question. Then, okay, fine. That you think that both People's Party and PMLN apparently have no incentive to go hard at a PTI. But the counter question is, what incentives then they have to really go soft or be friendly opposition with Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf?
You know what is this is the most important question. We are talking about a coalition between Pakistan People's Party and PTI. What PTI is going to offer Pakistan People's Party? And you know, the most important political event that is going to happen after Imran Khan is the next president. And it is only a few months away. You'll have to elect a new president as well. And we all know how Mr. Zardari is really want to come to presidency once again. So, you know, there is a kind of PMLN, Pakistan People's Party, and opposition.
But do you think that that is possible, that President Asif Zardari and then Prime Minister Imran Khan?
But this
what a new Pakistan. What a new Pakistan.
They will have to offer something, Pakistan People's Party. Pakistan People's Party, as Musharraf said, they already have their sin in their pocket. Like even they got more numbers in Sindh. So they don't need anybody in Sindh. They have 40 odd numbers, which is again a kind of 5-6 seats addition to the last performance. So they performed really well given the scenario. So what are you going to offer as a PTA chief? Because then you also need to understand that there's a Senate as well. You know, Parliament is 2 houses. If they have a simple majority in National Assembly, in Senate, PMLN, they have almost 30 members, People's Party 15, PTA almost 15, and then Maulana Fazlur Rahman and all those, you know, they make really, they are going to make Imran Khan's life like a hell in the parliament. So Imran Khan and PTI, they will have to give some real serious offer to Pakistan People's Party, and right now only Pakistan People's Party is the political party that can help them.
Do you agree with this proposition?
Well, I think here there will be a difference. PTI will definitely offer so much to People's Party, but I think giving presidency to Asif Ali Zardari will not be the solution, because giving presidency to Asif Ali Zardari will actually dent Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf in next election, because this is what the propaganda of the PMLN, that look, we always said that these are two together, and Imran Khan is never a man of change. So I think a coalition with the People's Party will work, but not President Asif Zardari, not Asif Zardari as a president. It could be someone else, but not Asif Zardari as a president, because that will actually dent the entire reputation of People's Party, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. Coalition could be fine.
But if Imran Khan, at the end of the day, even for making a coalition government in Punjab or any other, even in the center, then where would the change come then?
I think that is a serious question, and this is where the Imran Khan has to convince his voters and supporters who have been listening to his mantra since last 23 years, and somehow he has been able enough to convince his voters that, look, this is what I am, a man of change, I am coming in parliament, this is Naya Pakistan. That is fine at this point, but I think at this point where they have reached, they have to convince everyone. They have to draw new strategies, new plans, that how we have to convince all those people to whom we have been talking that this is the status quo parties, we have never to be with these people because they have actually destroyed our nation. So I think they will have to draw new charter on all these areas, that how to engage with Pakistan People's Party.
Musharraf, do you find Imran Khan that pragmatic that he would think on these lines, as Mr. Qamar pointed out?
I think Imran Khan is an incredibly pragmatic politician. He's just taken a party that less than 10 years ago had 0 seats in the parliament. Between 2008 and 2013,
so it was because of his pragmatism. Do you think that now he is in a position to become the Pakistan's prime minister?
Absolutely, and I think that PTI supporters who believe that this is a product of principles or sort of dedication and passion are. I mean, I think that that dedication and passion was also on display between 1996 and 2013, and it didn't get them anywhere. I think that there's a huge amount of pragmatism that Imran Khan has demonstrated. I don't think he believes in many of the things that we often hear him say. I know that Westerners will be watching the show and will be concerned about the so-called extremism of the PTI and its hobnobbing with the right wing. And I think it's all nonsense, because none of those things represent any particular ideology that the PTI is accustomed to. PTI believes in change, and that change has already happened. The change they believe in is a change in the Prime Minister from whoever it is to Imran Khan. That change is about to be delivered. Beyond that, I think we have a party of mostly people who we've been watching. Sardar Yar Mohammad Rind has been a federal minister. He's won a seat on the PTI ticket from Balochistan, and he will be a federal minister because Balochistan needs federal representation, and so he'll be a cabinet minister again. Many of the people in the core inner circle of Imran Khan may not have won seats before, but represent the exact same kind of wealth and influence that exists in the PMLN. If we don't like real estate mafias in the PMLN, we shouldn't like them in the PTI. But when they're in the PTI, they seem a little cuter, a little sexier.
Of course, his voters or his supporters really believe that he can bring change, and this is the kind of expectations that he will have when he steps in to this most important position of his life. Do you think that he could really live up to the expectations of the people while being at the same time pragmatic?
You know, it's a kind of cult which I'm sorry I'm using that word, but from last so many years I am basically, you know, reporting on PTI and I'm meeting all those guys and what Musharraf basically he was mentioning, and so many electables they are in the party, and you know what, and even you know the problem with some of his religiosity and some kind of religiosity, going to a shrine and bowing down, whatsoever that was. You know, all those guys, they have justification for whatsoever Imran Khan do. So they have a justification.
So they follow him blindly.
It seems like, and most of them, they think, and it's a kind of apolitical political class which has emerged, and they think like.
So what is the difference then between the supporters of Nawaz Sharif and the supporters of Imran Khan?
You know, I don't see much of
Because
the difference.
Imran Khan believed that
I
even
think
supporters of Nawaz Sharif also, you know, follow him blindly.
But Nawaz Sharif supporter, I think they have become much more politically educated during last 5-10 years, and especially during last 2 years. We have seen in these elections, we have seen.
But I don't think
against
so.
all those
PTI
odds.
would
But
think on
against-
these lines
Even
that
I would
PMLN
disagree.
voters.
I mean, even I would disagree. I think the PMLN supporter, especially those that adopted the kind of the Maryam sort of narrative, the mujhe kyun nikala, vote ko izzat do, civilian supremacy narrative, they blindly followed the Nawaz Sharif and Maryam Nawaz Sharif into a black hole. That black hole is called Adiala jail for former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, but it's called being out of power for many of the politicians that thought that that was a viable strategy. The only thing that has ever delivered electoral results for the PMLN is delivery. It is not an ideological group. It never has been. It has tried to adopt it, and people like me
But
and
you're
on, you know,
sounding like Chaudhry Nisar, literally, Musharraf. I'm sorry, but you're literally sounding like Chaudhry Nisar.
Chaudhry
This is
Nisar.
exactly what is this is his argument.
well, I don't, you know, I haven't seen Chaudhry Nisar make any arguments ever since his
I don't think
run-in
you would
with
be able
Ehtizaz
to see
Ehsan.
him, I think, in foreseeable future because
But
he
he-
lost the elections.
He's
But
been
he-
run
he
over
won-
by his own jeep.
He
apparently.
won only one provincial seat. Other 3 he has lost.
So okay, we have to go. Okay, we have to go for a break here because after the break we will also talk about that this election is not without controversy. In the beginning, I talked about that how all the political parties except PTI believed that there was massive rigging, and one of the reasons, of course, was the delay in the announcement of official results. So, will this have any impact on the legitimacy of this hard-earned victory, what many people believe of Imran Khan? We will discuss this, but after this short break.